Hey everybody, welcome to the Monster Mod Customs channel. Just wanted to throw this out there as a quick introductory video and tell you kind of what I'm doing here, what the channel's going to be about, and the limitations that I'm working with, and hopefully what that can mean for you or for me in this whole project. So I am in no way a professional mechanic. I've never had experience doing it. I literally just learned by doing. I took things apart, things that I probably should not have taken apart. And I learned as I went along how to deal with them and how to put them back together. And I won't say it was easy, it was actually difficult. I used to have nightmares about trying to put things back together that I took apart. It took a lot of effort to figure it out, but it was worth it in the end because eventually I did. And another thing to add to that is, if you are trying to do something like these big projects, or you're taking things apart like that, especially nowadays, there is a wealth of knowledge out there on the internet. And I can tell you firsthand, I've been on sites, I've been on forums, I have seen countless YouTube videos about how to do things, even things I'm probably never going to do, just to learn how to do them. I guarantee there's going to be somebody who's trying to do what you have done, and we'll have either a video or you'll find a post about it somewhere. And in the worst case scenario, if you cannot find something about it, your specific issue or your specific project or whatever you're trying to do, there's a whole ton of forums out there devoted to even the most specific of vehicles. I mean, this thing behind me, the Fiero, there's an entire forum devoted to these cars. They came out only from 1984 to 1988, but there's a whole group of people who are dedicated to this one type of vehicle, and I guarantee they've done just about everything I've never even heard of for this. I've got a Jeep Comanche back there that was only made from the, when was the first year of that? 1986, I believe, was the first year for the Jeep Comanche, all the way to 1992. And again, there's a whole forum and subset of people out there. The point is, if you can't find the information you're looking for, it's probably not that far off that you have to go to ask somebody those questions. Otherwise, the point of the channel, the point of the project, is mostly just to get these videos out there in a format that works better for me and for the people that I show these things to. I take a lot of pictures, but it's really difficult to continue to take pictures when you are, I mean, again, I've just been walking around vehicles and moving things. I'm already dirty just from that. It's hard to take pictures and do things like that when you're dirty or when you're up underneath of something. It just makes it inconvenient. So if I can leave a video camera just set up recording somewhere and do a time lapse of what I'm doing, and then just bring it in and say, here's what it is, here's what I'm looking at, that seems a lot easier, and like I can get a lot more information out there than just trying to take pictures all the time and then explain it. So that's a pretty big part of the channel. I do a lot of things on here that I just want to document. I want to record, and I want to be able to show people later on and say, hey, this is what I had to go through to do that. Now, on the other side of that, if this helps you in some way, or if you have questions about what I'm doing or things like that, by all means leave a comment or something like that, and I'll try to help you too, just the way I was helped by everybody else that helped me for any stupid questions I have. I say stupid questions, but there's no stupid questions. If you don't understand it, it never hurts to ask a question about something. I get told that all the time when people ask. They say, I know this is a stupid question, but I will always say, there's not a stupid question if you're trying to learn. And if you genuinely don't know something, it's not a stupid question. So never feel like you're being annoying or you're asking something that's pointless if it's something you just really want to know. So if these videos can help you, that's great. It's more of a documentation process for me, but if you have questions about it or even recommendations, that's great too, because I really don't know everything about this. I only started working on a Jeep, and now I'm making the jump to cars. Granted, I have a lot of experience just generally messing with vehicles, and the more experience you get messing with it, the more you'll realize that a lot of the systems are just about the same. But that doesn't mean I know anywhere near everything. And I certainly don't know a lot of techniques. There's a lot of people that teach me, even old school metal working, things like that. And I'm always open to learning things too. So that's another good thing about this channel. Hopefully somebody can give me some knowledge that I can use later on and maybe save me some time or make it a lot less of a problem. Maybe I'm looking at something and thinking it's way bigger of a deal than it actually is. Somebody's had to deal with it before. They have a solution. So that's a bonus too. Now I won't say, again, I'm not a professional mechanic. What you're looking at behind me here, that's the garage. This is all I've got to work in. I don't have a shop. I don't have lifts. I don't have even half of the tools that those people have. I got a lot of tools, but a lot of the big equipment that really makes things work is where I'm held up at. Because with the space limitations, with the time limitations, and with the money limitations, it's hard to buy or justify investing over $1,000 in big pieces of equipment that you don't know if you're going to use more than once. So this is the space I've got to work with here. This is it. And you can see it's already taken up by a project. And I've got 2 other ones sitting out here. So that's my limitations on it. But hopefully I can show you how I can get around those limitations a little bit. It's not always too bad or too difficult to deal with. And even beyond that, I didn't used to have this garage. I built half of the truck, which you'll see in a walk-around video. I built half of the truck behind the camera in a gravel driveway at the top of a hill. Just, shade tree mechanic type of stuff. And it was tough, I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to do it. So there's still options out there, even if you don't have the garage space to work with. So I'm going to be doing a lot of project videos. There'll be a lot of touch and goes on things that I'm just little sections of each of these projects that I'm doing so that you can see that. But I'll also be taking the camera with me to events and things like that. And there's just one big reason for that, and that is I like cars. If you're watching this, you probably like cars as well. And there's something really satisfying, just really enjoyable about spending time and effort and literal blood, sweat, and tears creating something and getting to see it finished and use it and enjoy it and have fun with it and drive it around and have people look at it and walk up and compliment it and ask about how you did it. I could talk forever about some of the stuff I've done. These walk-around videos are just going to be quick little snippets, and the truck one is an hour-long video, but quicker snippets than it would be if I was just explaining this to somebody at a car show. So I want to be able to show that enjoyment and show how these ride and show just the fun things that I'm able to do with these. So I'll be taking the camera with me on joy rides if I just want to take it out and enjoy it, run it around, see the sights, go down and drive around the island, or take it up the road and find some place I've never been before. I'll probably take the camera with me for some of that stuff. I'll be taking the camera with me to car shows, anything I go to in that realm, because I do go to a lot of car shows. I take my truck to just about every one I can find, as long as it's within reasonable distance. And there's always cool stuff to see around there. There's tons of cool car shows. There's a Cars and Coffee that happens in the warmer months, a little ways away from here, maybe 15 miles away from here. And hundreds of vehicles show up. It's awesome to see everybody's project and what they're doing and how they're doing things. So I will bring you along on that as well, so that you can see some of the cool stuff that other people created. And you can kind of, I know it's not the same, but kind of get the enjoyment that I get out of driving around and doing these things with the vehicles that I've spent all of my time and effort creating. So that's a little overview of what's going on here. Again, I make no promises for anything. I am not a professional in any capacity. I'm just a hobby mechanic. I am not always going to do things the safest way or the best way, and some of that's just because I don't know. Some of that's, well, more or less just willful ignorance, and that's just how it's going to be sometimes. So I won't recommend that you do what I do, but if you learn something from it, that's great too, because I learned a lot of things just from watching people as well. So if you have any questions on any of the videos that get posted up here, or maybe there's something else you'd like to see on the channel, or maybe you have ideas for other projects, or maybe you think I'm doing something wrong, by all means feel free to post it in this video and other videos. Send me a message. I am all ears for suggestions and recommendations, and I will always try to help somebody who really wants to know more, because that's how we get more people into this. And it's really satisfying to do it, trust me on that one. If you don't already know it, it's worth it. But again, if you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, please feel free to put them down below, and I will see you in the next video.